This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 854, The Sound of PVM. Enjoy. As you were mentioning, the star of the show this week, the Glacor, the Arch Glacor, has now had voice lines from the mages added to the boss fight.
And that is inconspicuous.
Yeah, I mean, it's one sentence.
Yeah, that doesn't describe what happened. Yeah, they added a voice lines. That doesn't tell you. That's not the half of it. They added a narrator for the fight. Yeah. So even if you can't see it very well, you can prepare. This should be standard going forward. Every boss. Once again, it's hard to determine because that patch note is so inconspicuous. Like you said, is it immersion? Is it accessibility? It's one of those things that it's both and it's good for everybody. But this was I made a point of this when this front came out. I was like, if there were just some audio cues, I would feel so much better and I could manage this a lot better. And I'll be damned. I mean, and it's not just one thing. Like there's different lines that make sense that kind of let you know what's happening and where you're at in the fight. And
yeah. I want to just get a bit of a preview here, and then we can talk about how good this is, because you need to hear this if you haven't. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a preview right now.
You can't attack it while the smaller ones are nearby.
So the minions just spawned when it said that. You can't attack it while the smaller ones are nearby. I'm going to let it continue for a bit.
Kill the Glacors first. Ready your defenses, World Guardian.
Focus your efforts on the smaller ones.
So what happened there is that I killed 3 of the Glaciites, and then it activated the Frost Cannon, and that's when, as Audra said, ready your defenses, World Guardian. And the entire fight now is telegraphed based on what these mages say. So, Tanis, I think you're actually going to be able to find success here at the boss now that these have been added.
I do too. I'm I am so happy about just this patch note. It's such a quality of life update. It's an accessibility update. Granted, the Arch Glacor still has, there are still some things, right? Like the contrast is what it is, but with these cues, with these audible cues, I can at least prepare for that Frost Cannon. I can it's just beautiful. I would just kiss whoever did it. I'm telling you. I
don't exactly know who it is, but
well, they're awesome, and I can't say enough. Like, I really, really hope that this is something they can incorporate going forward.
Yeah, the cue for the frost pillars is the air grows colder. Yeah.
Well, and it tells you this will suck your strength or your power or something like that. I mean, it's so. And I know for sighted people, right? It's like it might feel like it's telling you how to do the fight. But for me, it's given me that little bit of feedback that I need to really be able to get in there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
With this and the ability to set your mechanics, I believe this could be the most accessible boss in the game at this time. And that is with all of its contrast problems, with its blue on blue on blue. It's still probably the most accessible boss because you can determine those mechanics, and now you have narration of the fight, and I don't know of any other boss fight that does that.
Yeah, and when it's time to prayer switch, it tells you that the Glacier is going to be changing its attack style. When the core comes out, it says you have to avoid the core. That means it's time to attack one of the arms. It doesn't say that exact same thing, but it puts you on that path of needing to do that. And we've been so adamant on this accessibility bandwagon with these fronts that we've been talking back and forth about, what front is going to be the front that handles accessibility in the best way. And we've had problems with Karapak. We've had problems with the Glacier. We had problems with Croesus. The Zekar front, you said last week, was pretty decent in its own way. And the interesting part, I think, that comes from all of this is that these are things that should be standard when it comes to fights. Not, just to hold people's hands through it. Because from my perspective, it provides an extra layer of immersion. But from yours, it's a much-needed accessibility plank of the game. And I don't know what the story was behind the scenes with this, whether they weren't ready to go on launch or if they had trouble slipstreaming them in and they didn't get to add them until this point. But going forward, I think there needs to be a discussion within the dev teams and talking indirectly with QA, and directly with QA, about working these sort of accessibility features into the game. Because if you can work those into the game, you greatly increase the number of people who are going to be able to interact with the content. And, we had so many sad stories from the first three fronts that we were wondering, are we going to be 4 for 4? Yeah. But we're starting to see improvements on this. So that's good. At least that it shows they're being receptive to these changes. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.